told you guys that for about 3 weeks or so that I'd been feeling really, really out of sorts, depressed, a depression that I haven't really ever been this depressed in my life. And it just didn't seem like it was from me. It seemed like it was from somewhere else. And I don't know if a lot of you guys follow the Schumann resonance. I think that's how you say it, but it's like the vibration going on inside here. And a lot of people follow solar flares and things like that. And whenever there's supposedly solar flares, which I don't believe the sun is what they say it is, but whenever the sun is putting off this flare, that the Schumann resonance changes, and it affects people, spiritually and physically. I don't know about you guys, but I've had just a ringing in my ears. It's not so bad now, but before it was really bad. I believe it was about a week and a half ago I saw something where they said that this really big solar flare, that it was going to be affecting Earth, for like 3 or 4 days. And that was like on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They said it was going to end on around the 3rd or the 4th, okay? The 3rd in America, so it would have been the 4th here. I just thought it was kind of strange because, Gates they already approved that thing for him to try to darken the sun, to block the sun. It's like they know something about the sun. It's like they're trying to stop something good that's going to come from it, I believe. But anyway, I just thought it was funny that about the time they announced that, then all of a sudden the biggest solar flare in the history of all mankind happens. And then it just seems like during that June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and the 4th, it seemed like all those feelings that I was having just amplified. It was like, man, it was really strong and really feeling bad. And it got to the point to where I was ready to give. I was starting to feel a little better. And it's like when that happened, it's just like, boom, everything went crazy. The night of June 4th, I went to bed. I was feeling really bad. Lynn and I had really been arguing a lot. I mean, it's like, Lynn and I love each other to death, but I mean, we were just at each other's throats. And there was people from the worship center that we go to that, we were finding out some things about people that weren't really who they were saying they were and stuff like that. And it's like we were being separated from some people, and it was a really painful time. And on that night, I come in here to go to sleep. Well, about an hour or so later, Lynn and Lindsay come in the room to go to sleep. I'm still awake because I'm still battling in my mind. And Lynn puts on music on her phone. And her and Lindsay just go into a deep sleep. Normally, Lynn doesn't put music on. They just come in, they go to sleep. But she's real easy to wake up. But she put this music on and just went into a deep sleep. Father told me later that he had her do that so they wouldn't disturb me. While they were asleep, after midnight, around 1:30 or so, I felt the presence of God come on me very strong, and he just started ministering to me. And I got up and left here, and I went and sat in the living room, and I was just talking. I was talking out loud. And Lynn stayed asleep the whole time, never disturbed her. She never woke up. But Father started explaining to me what's going on. And he was telling me that I've told you guys in the past that I praised the Lord that I had that stroke back in 2008. I praised the Lord that I married a narcissist that broke my heart and tore me to pieces, stomped me in the dirt. I mean, just made everything, good, bad, ugly, no matter what it was in this world, everything that happened to me got me to where the exact spot I needed to be on June 14th of 2012 for me to hear the voice of God and experience his love, to be able to come up beloved. If I could go back in time, there's not one single thing I would change, because I would alter that. And there's no way nothing is worth losing what I have now with God. But Father was telling me that we've been going through some purification, but over the past 3 or 4 days, that it has really been strong. And he said, you're going to see this manifest in the physical too. But he said, you're going to see it very strong. And he said, for those who've been raised up for this time, the 144, he said, for some time now, you guys have gotten sleepy, and I've allowed you to become sleepy. What he meant by that, it's written in Genesis when God put Adam to sleep. It said God put Adam to sleep, and then it's written, while he was sleeping, God took a rib, right? Well, that word for while he was sleeping doesn't really mean just while he was laying there sleeping. It means he got lazy, all right? And what God was telling me was that for a little while now, we've been sleepy. We haven't went to sleep because once the sleeper, the eye opens, it never closes. God will never leave you nor forsake you. But he told me that just for some time, he has allowed us to become sleepy. And he said, and during that time, we have gotten a little too used to these skin suits, these avatars, and we've gotten attached to them. And these bodies are not ours. Father took away the gym from me about 6 months ago. I quit working out about 6 months ago because he said everything that you needed to accomplish having a healthy body like that, strong body, has been done. Now you need to let it go because you don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's vanity and ego. It's a hard thing to do, to give up a gym. I'd been part of my life for years and years and years, but I did. But Father said, we're stripping us now, everybody. I spoke to my friend David, my friend Tara, all people everywhere, and they were all experiencing this stuff at the exact same time, fighting with their wives, fighting with friends, family, and things. It was just insane. And but Father told me now is this time of being separated. And what I thought was weird was the next day on the 5th when I woke up was the day that Trump and Elon had their big breakup, and Father was telling me that you're going to see this manifest in the physical too. And what is weird is that Donald Trump was born 6/14/1947, and my born again date is 6/14/2012. So it's kind of like we're tied together in that thing. And he was showing me that what is not of us is going to be stripped away, but what the things that we have that we're supposed to have, nothing will pull them away. All right? So there's going to be some people and things in your life that you're not going to have anymore, and they're going to be gone. But what is tried, what is true, what has been tested will not go anywhere. It will stay with you. And then around 3 o'clock, I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, the date was 6/5/2025. And Father gave me a word. It was very simple. He just said, in the beginning. And he told me, he said, what is today? I said, it's June 5th, 2025. He said, look at those numbers. Look at the Strongs. You know what I always do. So anyway, God always gives me confirmation. So I broke the numbers down. 6/5 is 11, 1 and 1 is 2. And then I looked at 20, and you don't count the zeros, so 2. And then 2 and 5 is 7. So I looked up Strong's 227, Greek and Hebrew. And right off the bat, Father gave me confirmation. In the beginning, at the very beginning, or the beginning of this cycle, which was Adam and Eve and the creation story. And whenever I looked at the Strong's Hebrew is A-Z, and here's my confirmation. It said, beginning, times of old, ancient times. I'm getting goosebumps now. It's amazing how Father confirms this stuff to me. And what Father was telling me when I looked at this was that we are going to go back to the way things were in the beginning. Because in the beginning, everything was perfect and in His image of love, right? It hadn't been corrupted yet. And then I went to Strong's 227, the Greek, okay? And the Greek means it's something that goes unnoticed until it is fully tested. You feel like some of us have felt like we've been hidden. It's like I've been making videos for 13 years now, and I've hardly got 580 subscribers. My old channel almost had 3,000, but everybody else, they're talking about rapture and this, that, and the other, and they got thousands and thousands of subscribers, but it's like we've been hidden. Facebook is the same way. but it means that you're unnoticed until fully tested. And then once you're fully tested, it means there is no way that they will not know who you are. It's like they will know that you are a son or a daughter of God. This is where it gets really cool, because Father always blows my mind. But the day before all this happened, Lynn had bought me an Oka Oka shirt. Oka Oka is used clothing. That's what most people wear here in the Philippines, is used clothing. And so she'd bought me this shirt, and on the front of the shirt it says Flying Squirrels. Okay, squirrels, L's, E-L-S, all right? So remember, flying squirrels, all right? God put the name L's, Elohim, B'nai Chai Elohim, the sons of God, in there for me, and flying. And Father told me, he said, you see the shirt? Now look at the tag. And the tag said brand 47. So I looked at the Strong's Greek and the Strong's Hebrew. But the Strong's Greek 47 is Hagnaia. I think I'm saying that right. But it means purity, chastity, virgins. And I was thinking of the 144,000. And it comes from hagios, which is set apart. And see, what is cool about this is, I was saying that last word is you will be hidden until fully tested, and then there be no denying who you are. And the word hagios, or set apart, means that those who are set apart are different. They're like the temples in that day. And we are the temples of God now, okay? And back then, temples were totally different from other buildings. When you saw a temple, you were like, that's a house of God right there. Now people will see us as temples of God and will come to us for instruction, to learn truth, all right? We will be teachers. Adam's job was to do that. He was an angel. Adam was an angel. He was set apart, and he was placed in the garden to till the earth, tend the garden, all right? To protect mankind and to teach them the ways of God. You know, that God is love. Protect them, all right? Protector of mankind. Adam's bloodline was assigned that too. We were all assigned that. All of us that are not from here. That's what our jobs were going to be. We are to serve, not be served. That's why, you know, they don't worship angels, all right? You're here to serve. We have come back to start a new beginning and finish what was started, okay? This is what Father is showing me. And whenever you look at deeper into that word set apart, it means holy ones, all right? And if you'll remember in Jude, where it's written, Enoch prophesied about those. He said there would be thousands or myriads of them, of holy ones, all right, that will come down. Now here's where I get my confirmation for the Strong's 47. We have the Hebrew, and that is a beer, and it means mighty ones, angels, all right? I get goosebumps again. It also means stallions. All right, remember Philip was a lover of horses. I did a video about that a couple of years ago. But stallions, all right? And if you'll remember in Joel chapter 2, they had the appearance of horses, stallions, all right? And they were, you know, conquering everything, wouldn't get in each other's way. We're here to do our job, you know? All right, but that's the first thing I thought of was Joel chapter 2. But it also means to fly, soar. And my shirt said flying squirrels, squirrels, the Elohim, the B'nai Chai Elohim, the sons and daughters of God. All right, Father had me take that 227 and just reverse it. And this is the end of the video here. So it's 722, all right? And that means, in Greek, it means to become restless, which we have all become restless. Or that's what the Hebrew was. And then in Greek, it means, get this is amazing, to plow, to till, all right? We've all gotten a little bit sleepy, but Father is waking us up in this time. He's separating us from the things we don't need to be taking part of anymore. It's come time where we're not going to be hidden anymore, and we're going to start plowing the field. We mounted up with the wings as eagles, and we're soaring. We are the B'nai Chai Elohim, the sons and daughters of God. I pray that this video has inspired you. I pray for those that have been feeling down that it lifts you up. And I love you all. God bless.